Hello and welcome to Jeff's Trips. And today's trip, I'm going to go over and see my dad. I know I had him on the video a few weeks back, and since then he has had a scan, and he had to end up going on chemo. He's had one treatment of chemo, and so far that's gone pretty good. I believe he'll do a 3-week on and a 1-week off chemo. And hopefully as time goes on, that will, beat back this cancer that keeps creeping along. So, but hopefully that'll work. And he's got a positive attitude, I know. And I'm just going to go over and see how he's doing and see how the day goes. And of course, no trip over to where my dad lives would be without a stop at the general store here at Kazadale. I'm gonna go in and get a couple things that I need to pick up for this week. And we first stepped foot on this property over 50 years ago, 1972, and I was 6, and may have even been a year before that. I don't remember, of course, but I think the general consensus would be 1972. We moved in here May 1st. Actually, no, it was 1971 because I believe they broke ground on the building of the house in December, I think, of maybe November, December of 1971. We moved in May of 1972, May 1st, 1972. Dad has lived here for 50 years. And I've got millions of memories here, of course. I would have to do a 5-hour video on all the memories I've got here. But yeah, since I was 6. Yeah, the day we moved in here, May 1st, 1972, I remember it was so cold that we had a fire in the fireplace that day. I also remember when I was a kid, before we moved in, my dad decided that he was going to, at the time there was no houses up there towards the road, and he decided he was going to burn off some tall grass. And basically the fire went all the way to the road. And the only thing that stopped the fire was the road, and good thing it didn't go across the road into the woods over there. I remember one time my neighbor buddy of mine, Tom, I don't know if it translates very good in this video, but this is kind of a little bit of a slight hill from the sidewalk down to that ditch down there just beyond that tree. And we had a big ice rain, or it snowed and then it iced. And we were sliding down this little hill here, and he jumped down and slid all the way across the hill, and down there where the sump pump comes out, so it was never froze. He slid all the way down, went around the corner, and then went right into where it was wet. And of course it was pretty cold out. He got mad and went home, changed his clothes. That was exciting. One time I was coming up the driveway here on my bike, and I got about right here, and my sister was over here in the grass. I was probably about 10, and she was probably about 7, and she had a stick in her hand and decided to throw the stick at me, and the stick went right through the front spoke and launched me over my handlebars. And I did a Pete Rose dive on the I don't remember if it was gravel back then, or we had a little black, this part up by the house was still blacktopped even in the early days. I can't remember if it was blacktopped then or not, but either way I did a Pete Rose dive, and I got a scar on my chest still from that. That was probably 40 something years ago. Good times. We were building this back porch here, and I was about 12, and I was driving a big truck, putting the main beam up in the house. 12 years old, driving a stick shift wrecker. But this is the old stomping grounds. We've been here since 1971, now that I thought about it long enough. I get hitting the wrong button there. Huh? How you doing?
Fair.
Fair? That's good. I just wanted to film you and for all the fans out there and see how you're doing today. Looks like you're doing pretty good.
I think he's doing real good compared to the last couple of weeks.
Yeah?
Yeah. One chemo, and boy, you just big improvement.
Well, what's the prognosis of the Bengals game tonight?
They're gonna win.
Yeah, I think so. What's going to be the score? What's your prediction of the score?
27 to 16.
27 to 16?
Oh boy. They're gonna beat him up.
They're going to beat them up?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think they are too. So we'll have to just see how tonight they, my last video was when they were getting ready to play Baltimore. And of course they beat that team. And then they went on and blew out the Buffalo last week. So, cause it's been a couple weeks since I filmed anything. So, but yeah, it'd be a big night tonight. So hopefully they'll go back to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, there was a place on Beachmont where everybody was selling Bengals t-shirts and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
All kinds of orange and black stuff.
But, they're gonna, take about 3 or 4 balls away from them.
Yeah.
They're gonna be dumbfounded. McMahon isn't gonna know what's going on.
That's what I think, yeah. Hopefully. Yeah, I was talking about on my video a little bit ago when we moved in here in May 1st, 1972. When did they actually, do you remember what day they started building the house?
I believe it was in November.
November?
I graduated in 72.
Yeah, it was in November. That's what I was saying. 71. When did we buy did you buy the property? Do you remember that offhand?
71.
71. Earlier in the year?
Yeah, in the summertime.
In the summertime? Yeah. That's cool.
Guy's name was Al Emmerich.
Emmerich?
Emmerich, yeah.
That's who you bought the property from?
Yeah.
Al Emmerich.
Yeah.
He built some houses around here, didn't he? Or he owned a property all around or something?
The guy built a house. Can't think of his name.
That was, yeah, that guy was his grandson, Andy, daggone it, was his name. He was a coach. He coached Brady in football. I believe it was his grandpa that built the house here. Yeah, I can't think of his name. I'll remember it, of course, off the video or whatever. So, but yeah, when we moved in, it was cold that day. Do you remember what the temperature was?
When we moved in,
Yeah.
we had a fire in the fireplace.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, fire in the fireplace. I vaguely remember that as a kid. Do you remember what was it like in the 40s or something? Yeah, it was in the 40s. Yeah, that's interesting.
50 years ago.
Yeah, it'd be 51 here coming up.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's neat. Well, I just wanted to film you for the fans to see how you're doing and stuff like that. Under construction ever since, yeah. That's what it is, yeah. Improvements and changes and this is and that's. So, additions and what have you. Barns, building D's, building B, C, and D over the years. So, all right, well, I love you. We'll catch you on the next go round.
Okay.
Come back.
Bye, guys and girls.
Bye-bye. Well, that was a good little trip back to see Dad for today. See how he was doing over at the house. And seems to be doing pretty good today. So this Tuesday will be his next chemo. And then the following Tuesday will be his third chemo. And then he'll have a week off. So I know that chemotherapy sometimes can build up in your system and create other issues and stuff like that, weakness, tiredness, you know, fatigue, hair falling out and stuff like that. You know, Dad's done pretty good with some other things that he's done, so hopefully he'll be okay with this. But he does have a positive attitude, as you can see, and that is 90%, in my opinion, of being successful. So hope you all have a great day. Thank you for coming along with Jeff's Trips, and I really enjoyed it. Have a good one.